It was a loss that left a bad taste in our mouths. That's how Wayne Hills head coach Chris Olson describes last year's last-second field goal loss to Ramapo. Now, a year later, the Patriots are once again unbeaten. And led by All-State tailback James Milan, Wayne Hills is ready for the game they've pointed to all season long. Ramapo really has it rolling, led by two of the state's premier players in junior quarterback Chris Sims and junior running back Greg Toll. Ramapo is ready to defend its North Bergen Interscholastic League title. A conference championship on the line. Undefeated Wayne Hills, undefeated Ramapo. Next. Welcome to Ramapo Regional High School in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, site of tonight's big Northern New Jersey clash between the Wayne Hills Patriots and the Ramapo Raiders. Hello again, everyone. I'm Lou Brogno. Glad you could join us for our TCI TKR New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. A dandy, two undefeated teams, Wayne Hills and Ramapo, coming in with identical 7-0 records. Alongside is Steve Tober. And Steve, this is a game that needs absolutely no hype. Two old rivals, and last year a tremendous game which Ramapo won by 1 point, 20-19, and many people expect much of the same here tonight.
Well, the newspaper headline said the waiting is over, and indeed it is. Since last year, Wayne Hills has talked nothing about anything but Ramapo.
Two of the premier players in the state of New Jersey are featured in this game. For Wayne Hills, their outstanding tailback, James Milan.
Well, not too many better high school football players than James Milan. 1,300 yards rushing, 24 touchdowns. Excellent cornerback as well. NC State, Wake Forest among the schools looking after this young man who's one of the best complete football players in the Garden State.
At Ramapo, the story is at quarterback. Perhaps one of the best signal callers in the state of New Jersey, maybe in the country, in junior quarterback Chris Sims.
Chris Sims, a lefty. You talk about Peyton Manning, Archie Manning in Tennessee. Well, Phil Sims, Chris Sims have created some story up in the metropolitan area. And Chris Sims has not only thrown for 14 touchdowns, he's only thrown 2 interceptions. He's a very efficient drop back passer and makes the Raiders go.
Well, they're expecting a huge crowd here tonight at Ramapo. Maybe perhaps between 6,000 and 8,000 for this high school football game. It's a cold, frosty evening. Game time temperature around 32 degrees. Certainly that'll be a factor tonight as well. We are just moments away from the start of tonight's big high school football game. Wayne Hills versus Ramapo, and the opening kickoff just moments away. You're watching the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week on TCI TKR Sports. Welcome back to Ramapo. The Raiders are on the field and the Patriots across the way as both teams get ready for a huge football game. Last year's meeting between these two teams, a wild game which Ramapo won by the score of 20-19. Wayne Hills missing a last-minute field goal. And Ramapo with the big win, and of course the Raiders going on to the playoffs. Both teams coming in this year undefeated. Two old rivals. Should be a terrific game, and we will return in a moment to talk all about it. You're watching the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week on TCI TKR Sports. The captains meet at midfield. Wayne Hills and Ramapo getting ready to go. Steve Tober, what do the Patriots have to do to win this football game?
Well, Wayne Hills with Simon Marquez and John Stanchek have to pressure Sims, force him into mistakes, and win the battle along the line of scrimmage with Travis Sullivan leading the blocking for James Milan.
And for the Raiders of Ramapo to complete an undefeated 8-0 record.
They can't fumble the football, minimize the mistakes, contain Milan, force Wayne Hills to pass.
All right, moments away from the opening kickoff on a frosty night here in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Wayne Hills and Ramapo coming right at you.
Yeah, no, not really.
Back at Ramapo, the opening kickoff has occurred, and Ramapo has kicked to Wayne Hills. A nice run back to the 44-yard line, and Wayne Hills has the football at the 44-yard line. Here's the Patriot offensive line. Chris Perella is the center, Dan Kim and Gary Webb the guards, Travis Sullivan, Steve Makulinski the tackles. John Stanchek is the tight end. Give up the middle and a penalty flag flies. That'll give us an opportunity to give you the rest of the Wayne Hills offense. The split end is Eric McGreeny, 6'2", 175, a senior. A.J. Spicer is the slot back, 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Brian Penjator is the fullback, 6'1", 175, a senior. James Milan, the outstanding tailback, 6'1", 195, a senior. And James Bonadis is the quarterback, 5'11", 165, a senior. The penalty is against Wayne Hills. Third member of our broadcast team tonight is Anthony Campilia down on the sidelines. Let's go down to Anthony for his pregame report.
Thanks, Lou. I'll tell you, this is the type of game where you throw out the stats. Throw out James Milan's rushing yardage. Throw out Chris Sims' passing yardage. Throw out their 7-0 records. This is about who wants it more. And if you want to see who wants it, take a look at Travis Sullivan, the lineman over for Wayne Hills. Got a broken wrist. Told the trainer, just tape it up. I'm playing. This is going to be a classic matchup here tonight.
During Anthony's report, James Milan up the middle, 61 yards on the run, and it is a touchdown for Wayne Hills. That's explosiveness.
And Wayne Hills will just run you right over. Ed Mullins, the Northern Valley Old Sapan coach, says they come right at you. They don't play games, and that time the offensive line for the Patriots blowing out the defensive front. 4-3 for Ramapo, and there goes Milan for 6.
Tom Lyons is in to kick the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. What a start for Wayne Hills. They are off to a 7-0 lead. Just like that, Milan explodes up the middle for the touchdown. Last year, just a tremendous year for him, 25 touchdowns, and that's his 25th of this season.
A young man here with 50 touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. And what a burst off the left side by Milan. We see James Bonadis, number 16, handing it off to the senior tailback. And that seam, he just takes it right up. And look at the speed that Milan has. Outruns the last defender for Ramapo. And that wet turf doesn't matter. Greg Toll, number 1, had a shot on it at the end and unable to pull down James Milan.
So the Patriots explode to a 7-0 lead with 11:29 remaining here in the first quarter.
And Wayne Hills, the least experienced offensive team with 3 starters back from last year. Ramapo has 8 back, but it's Milan, Sullivan, and Danny Kim, and saw their effectiveness on that touchdown.
Lions will kick off, and Greg Toll is back deep. And also Rob Milanese. Milanese up the middle and down the sidelines across the 50 to the 40. He's at the 30. Milanese at the 20, the 10. He's in. Touchdown, Ramapo.
Well, when you have 2 teams that average 45 points a game, it doesn't surprise you. 87-yard kickoff return by Milanese, and the Raiders answer back.
An unbelievable start to the game. Milan up the middle for the touchdown, 61 yards. Milanese answers with an 87-yard kickoff return. George Rourke is in to kick the extra point for Ramapo. He is 39 of 42. in PATs this season.
And Lou, we're only 42 seconds into this game. We got 2 touchdowns on the board already.
Well, I've got chills, and it's not because of the weather. What a start to this game. Snap is low, but the kick is up, and it is good. 11:18 remaining first quarter. Wayne Hill 7, Ramapo 7.
And George Rourke 40 of 43 on extra points. He got that chance because of this return by Milanese. One blocker falls down. Milanese starts towards the middle of the field. Then he sees an opening on the left sideline, and he just takes off like a jet. And there's no one within 10 yards of him. Rob Milanese, the 5'11", 170-pound wide receiver defensive back, and answering quickly and precisely, and with a punctuation mark for Ramapo.
7-7 the score. We haven't even had time to talk about the field conditions. You can see them on your screen. Snowed here last night in northern New Jersey, and the forecast is for light snow again here tonight. Game time temperature, a freezing 32 degrees.
Interesting point here, Lou. Rourke has sent 15 kickoffs into the end zone so far this fall. He's a tremendous kickoff artist.
Rourke's kick, a high kick that comes down to an up man. Eric McGreeny up the middle. And he's across the 30-yard line. Wayne Hills will put it in play there. We gave you the Wayne Hills offense on their last sequence, so this opportunity to give you the Ramapo defense. The defensive ends for the Raiders: Adam Scholes, 6'4", 220, a senior, and Colin Crotty, the other defensive end. Greg Goodman and Craig Macbeth, the defensive tackles. The linebackers: Tyler Mills, Joe Scarpelli, and Keith Tornicchia. We'll give you the defensive backs after this play. Up the middle to Milan, and he picks up a couple of yards. The defensive backs for Ramapo at the corners: Rob Milanese and Nick Gallo. Greg Toll and Rob Barabee are the safeties.
And Wayne Hill's attacking him at their strength, going at it in the guts and trying to beat him along the line of scrimmage. And as Chris Olsen said, they got to win the game in the trenches. And so far, they've done it on the first couple of plays.
2nd and 7 for the Patriots at the 33-yard line. Here's the flip to Milan. He breaks the tackle and still on his feet is close to first down yardage up near the 40-yard line. And should be enough for a Wayne Hills first down.
Yeah, James Milan, the state's 3rd leading scorer, coming in. He's already added his 25th touchdown. 1,330 yards coming in. He certainly added to that with that electrifying run to put Wayne Hills on the scoreboard.
And it is a first down for the Patriots. Wayne Hills comes in averaging 343 yards rushing per game and 44 points on the scoreboard. Twin receivers go to the right side, I formation for Wayne Hills. Here's the handoff to Milan, and he looks to get outside. Milanese with a nice play, turns it in beautifully, and got help from the outside linebacker Tyler Mills. Milanese took quite a shot and gets up slowly.
Well, Milan, when he hits it, you're hit, and that play trying to go to the outside with a little sweep action and taking a little long to develop, and the defensive people can just sit back on this one because not anywhere to go from Milan, and it's contained very nicely by the corner people, by Ramapo.
Stinger looks like for Milanese. He took quite a shot, and there he is on the sidelines as the Ramapo coaching staff attends to him. 2nd down, and call it 8 for the Patriots. Man goes in motion, and the handoff Milan, and he's hit and dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Nick Gallo, the right corner, on the tackle. Also Rob Barabee, the strong safety, who has 30 tackles on the season. Barabee 30 tackles, 12 assists. So it brings up a 3rd down and 7, a pickup of 1 on the play.
Well, this is a big test here for James Bonadis, the quarterback for Wayne Hills, who comes in with 434 yards passing, but a lot of people call Wayne Hills one-dimensional.
McGreeny goes in motion, and the handoff inside, nothing doing. They gave it to the fullback, Brian Penjator, who came in with 362 yards rushing, and Ramapo holds on defense, so Wayne Hills will have to punt it away. James Milan is the Patriot punter, and he drops back into punt formation.
Well, Ramapo handled this very well out of the 4-3 and had good penetration that time. Adam Scholze, a defensive end, and Craig Macbeth, the linebacker, coming up making a hit.
It's a good snap, and Milan gets it away. It's a booming kick. And a nice return set up here for Ramapo. Mike Miano on the punt return for the Raiders. So Ramapo will have their first offensive play of the game. Here's a look at the offensive line. Dan Lohr's the center, Greg Goodman and Adam Scholze are the guards. Craig Macbeth and Colin Crotty the tackles, and Rob Barabee, a very active tight end. Rob Milanese starts at split end. Mike Miano is the flanker. Keith Tornicia and Greg Toll in the backfield. Toll, an outstanding tailback, just a junior, and Chris Sims, the 6'4", 210-pound junior quarterback. Ramapo comes up in the eye, and Sims looks to throw. The lefty rolls out, left side has protection, fires, catch made. It's a first down across the 45-yard line by the tight end, Rob Barabee.
Barabee, who runs a 4.5 40, is a lot quicker than most tight ends. And that time Sims showing some nice rollout ability and completing the pass.
Here's the Wayne Hills defense. John Stanchak and Mike Blanchard, the defensive ends. An outstanding defensive tackle. Travis Sullivan and Mike Ostrowski on the defensive line. Brian Penjator, Simon Marquez, Tom Brophy, and Todd Greenberg are the linebackers. We'll give you the defensive backs after this play. 1st and 10 Ramapo at the 48-yard line. Sims, straight drop back, throws. It's knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Good play by Travis Sullivan, the outstanding defensive tackle. Here's the secondary for Wayne Hills. James Milan, Mark Robinson, the corners, and the safety, Eric McGrinney.
That time Sullivan, he's got a big cast on his left wrist, breaking it in last Friday night's game, a 31-20 win over Fairlawn. But Sullivan, one of the top linemen in New Jersey, along with the likes of Augie Hoffman of St. Joe's, George Stanley of Montclair, tremendous lineman, Travis Sullivan.
This Wayne Hills defense outstanding, giving up less than 9 points per contest. 2nd down, 10, Sims looks to throw. They set up a screen, he throws over the middle, Miano makes the catch, breaks one tackle, now cuts back towards the middle, and is brought down at about the 45-yard line of Wayne Hills. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4 for the Raiders.
When you have 3 receivers that you can go to consistently, Milanese, Barabee, and Miano, that time a nice little middle screen set up. Sims this time with a drop back, and Miano coming over the middle. Ramapo, very creative team offensively. They found the seam between the linebackers and the defensive tackle, and Miano sets up the 3rd down situation.
Now 3rd down and 4. Split backs behind Chris Sims. He gives on the draw play. Greg Toll has good yardage, breaks the tackle, gets to the outside. Toll is forced out of bounds deep in Wayne Hills territory. Greg Toll, 1,271 yards coming in, 22 touchdowns, averaging 11.5 yards per carry.
And he has a quick burst of speed, tremendous call here on the draw. Everybody thinking pass. And Toll just puts on the burners and finds the ability to break one tackle there and heads towards the sidelines, and a big 1st down for the Raiders.
They say that Toll stepped out at the 24-yard line. It'll bring up a 1st and 10, though, for Ramapo deep in Wayne Hills territory. A little hard to see the sidelines and the yard markers with all the snow on the field, so even the officials have a little bit of a hard time. Here's Sims, he looks to throw, fires end zone, touchdown Ramapo.
Nicky Gallo on the receiving end for the score. And a moment ago, I'm talking about the 3 kids, Milanese, Barabee, and Miano, but then they go to Gallo for the score. And number 31 puts 6 more on the board for the Raiders.
That was just a bullet shot by Sims on a rope. He hits Gallo, who ran a beautiful pattern. Chris Sims coming in, hitting 59% of his passes, over 1,100 yards passing, and now 15 touchdown passes on the season.
And I think Wayne Hills is so occupied trying to defend the other 3 kids. Gallo was wide open in that left corner of the end zone.
George Rourke is in to kick the extra point. Snap is good, the kick is up. and it is good.
He doesn't miss too many, Lou.
6:51 remaining first quarter. Ramapo 14 and Wayne Hills 7.
Take a look again. The zip on the ball that Sims puts on it is just amazing. The 6'4.5" lefty dropping back, has good time, and Gallo, who ran a fly pattern in that left corner, he is wide open. There's not a Wayne Hills defender within 10 yards of him.
Well, Ramapo certainly has looked tremendous offensively here in this first quarter. Ramapo averaging 46 points per game, 437 yards of total offense per contest. I mean, these are two tremendous offensive teams, but of course they're outstanding defensive clubs as well. That's why they're both 7-0 coming into this game. Both of these teams are ranked within the top 10 in the state. James Milan on the return, up the middle, penalty flag flies. And this one probably will be against Wayne Hills. The drive, 5 plays, 70 yards. Elapsed time, 1 minute, 24 seconds. Sims to Gallo, 31-yard touchdown pass. By the way, on that drive, Sims 3 of 4, 48 yards. The key play, the 22-yard run on third down by Greg Toll.
And the official calling a clip there on Wayne Hills, so we see the crew.
There's a look at our officials tonight. The referee, Vic Monacolari. Anthony Matarazzo is the umpire. Jack Wisson is the linesman. Ken Scott is the line judge. Fran Delaney, the back judge. And Ron Mastrolia is the clock operator up here in the booth.
And this puts Wayne Hills back to their 11-yard line.
Yeah, just tell him I...
By the way, Steve, so many things happening in this first quarter. Didn't get an opportunity to welcome all of our viewers who are watching on the Madison Square Garden Network. Hello to everyone watching on MSG in the tri-state area. Thanks for joining us. Tremendous football game. Great matchup. Wayne Hills and Ramapo. Handoff goes up the middle, but very little yardage. And Ramapo has been very stingy up the middle. Let's go down to Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines. Anthony?
Thanks, Lou. I tell you guys were talking about the field. They were out here at 6 a.m. shoveling the snow off, throwing down salt, throwing down sand, trying to get this field ready for tonight. Right now, footing hasn't been a problem, but as the game gets into its later stages and the field gets sloppy, it could pose a problem for both running attacks. Back upstairs to you.
Out of the eye, here's the throw, tipped at the line of scrimmage, intercepted, picked off after being tipped at the line of scrimmage. The interception by Tyler Mills, the left outside linebacker, and Ramapo is set up.
Adam Schulze getting a hand on that ball, number 64, and creating that turnover. And we see the bat down ability of Schulze, who has his 4th pass knockdown, and that one creates an interception. We'll take a look, and we see Schulze knocking it up in the air. And right there for the pickoff is Mills.
Ramapo in a great situation here. They have a first down, 1st and 10, leading by the score of 14-7. Ball's on the 13-yard line. Out of the I formation, Sims hands it off. Toll gets outside, cuts it in, touchdown Ramapo.
Well, the 1-2 punch strikes again. First it's Sims on the air, Toll on the ground, and the junior tailback takes it in for the score.
Greg Toll coming into the game with 114 carries. He's had 2 terrific years in a row, over 1,200 yards this year, over 1,300 a year ago, 29 touchdowns last season. That's his 23rd of this year.
Yeah, last year he set a school record with 174 points as a sophomore, and he's well on his way to possibly equaling that this year.
Well, George Rourke has been busy here in this first quarter. Snap is good, the kick is up. It's good. Ramapo off to a sizzling 21-7 start.
And this is just fundamental football off the left side. Great blocking in front. Good job thrown. A nice block in there by Colin Crotty, number 52, and springing Toll into the end zone. Looked too easy, though, Lou.
Well, Ramapo makes Wayne Hills pay for the turnover as they take advantage and push it into the end zone. Now the Patriots are down by 2 touchdowns, and they've got to buckle their chin straps a little bit tighter.
Yeah, this is like a psychological warfare now. You got to see what Wayne Hills is made of. Down quickly here after you run it off tackle with Milan to go up 7-0, and Ramapo answers right back with 3 scores. And we still have 5:57 to go in the opening period.
Well, that was a big turnover, and Ramapo coming in had a 12-2 turnover ratio throughout the season. They have taken away the ball 12 times and given it up only twice. Make it 13-2 now. The long kick comes downfield. Magrini up the middle is banged down. The drive, not much of a drive for the Raiders. One play, 13 yards, of course, took only 6 seconds. Ramapo averaging 13 yards per play in this first quarter.
Just unbelievable. And defensively, Adam Scholesy came in the game with 12 sacks, 3 pass knockdowns, and 3 caused fumbles. A very active player, number 64 for Ramapo, and he created that last turnover, which led to the tall touchdown.
Big night here at Ramapo High School. Tremendous crowd. They were running shuttle buses from a parking lot just down the road. Wayne Hills, as we mentioned, they're explosive. 44 points, 343 yards per game rushing. Handoff up the middle. Milan tries to push the pile, but again, Ramapo does a good job inside. Greg Goodman and Craig Macbeth on the tackle for the Raiders. I was mentioning they're running shuttle buses. People had to park in the parking lot of the Market Basket, which is down the road here in Franklin Lakes, and they brought the people in with the shuttle buses. They expected a crowd between 6,000 and 8,000 for this game. You could see the breadth of the players. It's a cold night, temperature at 32 degrees at the kickoff, and it's dropping. Here is the give. Great defensive play in the backfield. Keith Tornicchia, the outside linebacker, nailing Brian Penjatore.
Yeah, Ramapo plays that attacking 4-3 defense, and it frees up the linebackers on stunts. And that time they're able to get good penetration. Tornicchia coming through, really unblocked. He slips by the guard and just pulls down Brian Penjatore. Great defensive play by Tornicchia.
Well, Penjatore has excellent speed for a fullback, 4.45 speed, but he just couldn't get it going. Now out of the eye, the pitch to Milan. They're looking to throw. He fires, and catch is made. And a penalty flag is thrown. The catch it actually is incomplete, but I believe they may call interference. Flag is down. It was intended for Eric Magrini. I thought he made the catch at first, but the flag was thrown. It could be interference against Ramapo. Let's see.
Well, Milanese was all over the receiver. Tight coverage, and the referee obviously had the opinion that the defender was pushing off. Let's take another look at it. Milan puts a nice spiral on this football. Pretty good toss on the option. And Milanese right in front of him. Boy, that's a tough one. From our angle, it's tough to see when Milanese collided with him, but he was right in his pocket.
And of course, it's a 15-yard penalty in high school football, so it brings it across the 35. But more importantly, a first down for Wayne Hills. Ramapo leads 21-7 here in the first. Here's to give to Milan. He gets a block on the corner, turns the corner, and is run out of bounds across the 45-yard line. Milan just couldn't stay in. He got around that corner momentarily.
Yeah, Milan in the offseason, Lou, increased his speed or decreased it in the 40 from 4.73 to 4.53. And you can see the way he burst towards the sideline, heading towards that flag and creating here a 2nd-and-1 situation. He's got a great acceleration.
Well, Milan running a 4.5 came in with over 1,300 yards rushing, averaging 8.5 yards per carry. And of course, 25 touchdowns, the touchdown tonight. Up the middle, here's the give, and a good run here by the fullback, Brian Penjatore. And he picks up a first down for the Patriots at the 50-yard line.
Well, they're creating the fullback belly series there to take some of the pressure off of Milan. At least the Patriots hope so. And that time, Penjatore picks up the big first down for the Pats. Bonadis, who's certainly capable on the option, that time just handing off to his fullback. Trying to keep the defense honest, and that was a good burst by the offensive line of Wayne Hills.
4:08 remaining in a very exciting first quarter, and the give again to the fullback, Brian Penjatore. And a pickup of about 3 on the play near the 45-yard line of Ramapo.
Wayne Hill's seen a little bit on that right side of the Ramapo defensive line and taking advantage of it there with Penjator. Penjator happens to be the son of West Essex Athletic Director Tom Penjator and the cousin of the Bergen Catholic quarterback, Craig Penjator. Great athletic family. His uncle Kenny was a great quarterback at Clemson.
Second down and about 6. Here's the give to Milan, breaks a tackle and then thrusts forward across the 45 to about the 44. You're probably going to get a face mask here against Ramapo. You saw Milan's head kind of whip around as he was hit by the initial tackler. And it is a face mask against Ramapo.
Well, right now, Wayne Hill's just keeping their composure. Milan is a great bull runner. You see him right there. He sticks a stiff arm out there. Somebody got a hold of his face mask right when he stuck his arm out there.
15-yard penalty against the Raiders, and this will bring it down deep in Ramapo territory. Inside the 30-yard line, they mark it at the 29. 3:24 remaining here in this first quarter. It's 21-7 Ramapo. Wayne Hills comes up to the line of scrimmage, 7th play of the drive. Give is to Milan. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Never got it going. And a whole bunch of Ramapo tacklers in on the play. Adam Scholes and also looked like Craig Macbeth in on the play. No pickup. Second down and 10. Lou Brogno along with Steve Tober, Anthony Campiglia down on the sidelines. Glad you could join us for our TCI TKR Sports High School Football Game of the Week. It's a dandy, 2 undefeated teams, Wayne Hills and Ramapo. Out of the I formation, 2nd and 10. Bonadis throws, and it is caught, juggled, but then caught by Penjator. He kept his composure and his concentration. And he picks up positive yardage for the Patriots.
And great concentration by Penjator on this play. Just look at the way he maintains his concentration. That ball thrown out there beautifully by Bonadis. He flips it up in the air, keeps flipping it, and finally hauls it in. Oh, what a nice play by Penjator.
It's a first down for the Patriots at the 17-yard line. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left in the first. Here's the pitch to Milan, looking to get a block, breaks a tackle, and then is driven out of bounds on the far sideline. Rob Barabee, the strong safety, over to make the play.
The one thing you can see here, Lou, is if you let Wayne Hills' offense stay in the field, they're going to wear down the opposing defense because they just keep coming at you. Off tackle, up the middle, and this time a nice pitch play to Milan. And there's an opening there before the Green Raiders can close off the outside. But again, a good pickup by James Milan and company.
2nd and 4 at the 11-yard line. Give to Milan, and he bangs off left tackle. Hit behind the line of scrimmage by Keith Tornicchia. And he might have picked up a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Ball sits just inside the 10. Minute 52 remaining here. First quarter, a lot of action. 21-7, Ramapo on top.
And Wayne Hills loves to run behind left guard Danny Kim and left tackle Travis Sullivan.
The give to Milan. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and dives forward. Again, good penetration. The right corner, Nick Gallo, got in there and tripped up James Milan.
The defensive tackle Colin Crotty in there as well, number 52. And he did almost a nice little dive there and tripped up the back just enough.
The officials call time momentarily. They may ask for a measurement here with 1:11 remaining here in the first quarter. They bring the chain gang out.
You have to like what you've seen from Wayne Hills on this drive. They've kept the football on the ground for the most part and used their chief weapon, James Milan, along with mixing a little Brian Penjator.
Looks like Wayne Hills is about a buck short. It'll bring up a 4th down and 1. This drive so far, 11 plays. Wayne Hills is chewed up 4 minutes and 42 seconds. They've driven 70 yards. They trail by 2 touchdowns.
What a huge play this is in this ball game. Wayne Hills cannot be stopped here from their point of view because they've gone too far, used up too much time, and they're too deep in the red zone not to get some points out of this drive.
Big play here for head coach Chris Olson and his troops. Chris Olson in his 11th year, the head coach at Wayne Hills. 72 wins coming in. And Ramapo calls timeout. Mike Mielo, you might have heard him on the sideline. Mike Mielo, the head coach of Ramapo, he wanted that timeout. He wasn't happy with the way things were going there with his defense.
Well, I think both teams recognize how important this play is in this football game, even though we still are in the first quarter. Mike Mielo in his 18th season, former fine ball player under Tom Delator, the legendary coach at Hackensack. In fact, before he came to Ramapo, Mike coached Hackensack to a state title in 1971. So he and Greg Toll, his assistant on the sidelines, have something in common. They both led Hackensack to state titles.
You saw a glimpse of the big crowd here tonight in Ramapo. What a great atmosphere for high school football. People were tailgating before the game out in the parking lot. They set up extra tents for concessions.
I wanted to get in that budget rent-a-truck that had the heaters and the burners and the cappuccino in there and everything. This is something up here.
Yeah, you could see there the shot for the press box. Here we go, a huge play. Here's the give. Off tackle and ahead for the first down, it appears. Wayne Hills has the first down. Looks like the give was to their fullback, or maybe it was Milan. James Milan on the carry. It's a first down.
And they keep things simple. Go to your money player when you have to have the extra yard, and Milan, behind some good blocking, gets the first.
Can I help you with it?
Now it's hard to see exactly where the ball is. Milan has 13 carries, 101 yards. I'm guessing, as you can see there on your shot at home on your screen, it's hard to see the yard markers. Looks like the 4 or the 5. 5-yard line, we'll say. First and goal. Bonadis throws, end zone, touchdown, Wayne Hills. Eric McGreeny on the reception. It's a 5-yard touchdown strike from James Bonadis to Eric McGreeny, and the Patriots are to within 1 touchdown.
And McGreeny is a great weapon. Had a kickoff return for a touchdown a couple of weeks back against Pascack Valley, 87 yards, and that time a little play action, wide open in the end zone, and Wayne Hills is right back in this football game.
Tom Lyons, 34-41 in extra point attempts this season, boots it through. And Wayne Hills has drawn to within 7. It's 21-14. Here's your touchdown.
You see Bonadis with a play action and just throws a nice little swing pass out to McGreeny, who's beyond Toll into the end zone. Nice pattern run by McGreeny.
Well, we've got ourselves quite a ball game here this first quarter. 21-14 Ramapo. And we're still in the first quarter.
Well, remember, this is a Wayne Hills team that scored 62 points against Demarest and 63 against Mawa this year. When you look at Ramapo, Lou, no team has been within 3 touchdowns except Old Zapan, 35-14 last week. They've just been blowing out everybody.
Well, Wayne Hills, 8-2 a year ago. Of course, lost to Ramapo, 20-19. And Ramapo and Wayne Hills both coming in undefeated. What a contest we have. It's a short kick picked up by one of the up men. That's Joe Scarpelli, who carries the football back. And Ramapo will put it in play with a 21-14 lead and 31 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Wayne Hills drive, 13 plays, 79 yards. They chewed up 5 minutes and 14 seconds. McGreeny from Bonadis. Look at the Raiders, averaging 46 points per game and 437 yards of total offense per contest. They certainly are rocking up here in Franklin Lakes. First and 10. One setback now behind Chris Sims. And he gives to Toll, who breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gets across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. Clock winding down, 20 seconds left in this first quarter. That might have been the last play of the first period. Ramapo doesn't seem to be in any kind of hurry to run a play off. And that'll do it as Chris Sims is on the sideline. So the first quarter has come to an end here at Ramapo Regional High School. The score after one, Ramapo 21, Wayne Hills 14. You're watching the TCI TKR Sports New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to Ramapo High School. Ramapo with a 2nd down and 2. The handoff, nothing doing. Wayne Hills with a big defensive play to begin quarter number 2. Luke Brogno along with Steve Tober. Anthony Campilia down on the sidelines. Glad you could join us here for our TCI TKR Sports High School Football Game of the Week. And also want to say a big hello to all of you watching on the Madison Square Garden Network throughout the tri-state region. Big game tonight between these two undefeated teams. You see, Wayne Hill's defense has been outstanding, giving up only 8.9 points per game and only 1.8 yards per carry, less than 2 yards per carry. 3rd down 2, Sims throws, catch made. The reception over the middle on the pattern by Rob Milanese. And that's a 1st down for the Raiders.
Well, Mike Miello calls Milanese the best receiver he's ever coached, and the reason he says that is because of the precise patterns that Milanese runs. And that time he just ran a little short in pattern. Beautiful toss there by Sims on the quick opener. We'll see Sims with a 3-step drop, and Milanese just a little short crossing pattern, and able to break a couple of tackles and pick up a few extra yards.
1st and 10, Ramapo. At the 45, Sims, play action in trouble. Runs out of the pocket, now rolls to the left side, looking, keeps the football banged out of bounds in front of the Wayne Hills bench. And he picks up a couple of yards on the play. Just couldn't find anybody open. There's a look at Chris Sims. His head coach, Mike Miello, refers to him as a phenomenal young man, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Strong arm, of course, as we have seen, great touch, but just overall great ability to read defenses.
And just think, he just turned 17 on September 8th and 6'4½", and he's already thrown for 4,000 yards. He's got 4 games left his junior year.
Well, of course, he has a great teacher. His father, Phil Sims, of course, the great quarterback for the Giants. Here's the handoff to Toll, up the middle, breaks a tackle into the secondary, and spins for a Ramapo. 1st down across the 30-yard line.
It's hard to concentrate on Sims when you have a running back like Toll in the 1-2 game here. Number 1 and number 2, showing it right here. The tailback Toll is able to maintain his balance, then puts on the accelerator.
You know, Toll with 5 carries, 56 yards, overshadowed in this game by James Milan. But Toll, just a junior, they'll be talking about him for quite some time here at Ramapo. Movement on the line, but no flag. Here's Toll, gets outside, breaks a tackle, cuts it inside, still on his feet and brought down inside the 20-yard line. Another 1st down for Ramapo.
Well, again, we see the draw play, which has been very effective for Ramapo, and Toll, who rushed for 293 yards and scored 4 touchdowns in last week's 35-14 win over Old Tappan. This time he just puts on the speed. Now he'll run through you, and he'll run around you. Tries to run around a couple of defenders, and he is certainly maintaining his high excellence.
Ramapo with a 1st and 10 at the Wayne Hills 13-yard line. The Raiders lead it 21-14 with 2 minutes gone by 2nd quarter. Sims looks to throw, rolls out right side, now throws, no. Now he'll run it, pulls it down, and he's inside the 10-yard line. Chris Sims down at about the 8. Looked like he was going to let it go. Would have been a tough throw. Left-handed quarterback rolling to his right, but he has such a strong arm, he certainly can deliver that.
Well, this deep in the red zone, he saw Tornachia covered on the right corner of the end zone, decided not to put it up this time. Tornachia was out there, but pretty tightly covered, and Sims, who will not take any chances. He only throws an interception every 40 passes, and there's no need to take a chance, so he just holds on to it, sets up a second down.
This is the 8th play of the drive. It is 2nd down and 5 from the 8-yard line. Sims gives to Toll. He is hit at the line of scrimmage and wrestled down to the ground. That time, the Patriots did an outstanding job playing the run. In on the play, John Stanchek, the defensive end, coming in with 38 tackles on the season. And also Brian Pensator, the left outside linebacker.
That time, great containment by Stanchek, one of their top defensive linemen, 6'4", 220-pound senior, and Tull had nowhere to go. One of the few times they've stopped him so far this evening.
No gain on the play. Maybe they picked up one. Let's call it 3rd down and 4 at the 7-yard line. Sims looks to throw. He fires. End zone. Touchdown. Ramapo. Rob Barabee, the tight end. He was wide open.
That's Barabee's 5th touchdown of the season. Senior tight end, and great pattern in the end zone. You watch Sims in that drop back situation. He's so poised and so patient. He waited for Barabee to make his cut and head towards the corner, then just threw a bullet.
George Rourke is in to kick the extra point, and Rob Milanese will hold it. Snap is good. The kick is up. That kick almost to the concession stand would have been good from about 30.
I think Rutgers would love to have Rourke on their team right now. 43 of 46 on extra points this year. Amazing. Going back to the touchdown play, Chris Sims, a 6'4.5" lefty. Good protection and a good pattern run by Barabee, who beat McGreeny with a little turn to the corner of the end zone.
It's 28-14. Ramapo back up to their 2-touchdown lead with 8 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in this first half. Certainly has been an offensive showcase here in this first half for both teams, but particularly Ramapo. Both of these teams belong to the North Bergen Interscholastic League. This game, of course, probably for the division title and maybe for home field advantage in the playoffs as well.
Well, both these teams trying to nail down at least the 2nd seed in their respective sections of the state playoffs, and the victory for both obviously would be very advantageous in that direction.
On the kickoff return, up the middle with a good return here is McGreeny. He's into the clear, and he's brought down by the kicker, George Rourke. He was the last line of defense for Ramapo. Otherwise, that would have been 6 for Wayne Hills.
Well, McGreeny had gone 87 for a touchdown on a kick return against Pascack Valley in week 4. And that time we see him almost break one. Milan is among the blockers trying to provide a wall here for McGreeny, and they create a nice opening. McGreeny takes the seam, and as you said, Lou, Rourke was the last guy, along with Barabee, and Rourke helped finish off.
Hand off, fumble, the ball is loose, but then picked up on a bounce, almost looked like a basketball dribble by A.J. Spicer, and a very fortuitous bounce for Spicer. Spicer with 344 yards rushing, averaging 7 yards per carry.
Well, the turf was very friendly on that one for Spicer, who maintains his balance and his concentration. The young man able to pick it up. A nice work there, tackling by Barabee.
The numbers on that Ramapo touchdown drive, 9 plays, 65 yards, and the Raiders took 4 minutes and 2 seconds off of the clock. Touchdown pass, Sims to Barabee, 7 yards. Milan looking for a block, he gets it, and then breaks outside for a pickup of about 3 on the play. It'll bring up a third down. Again, want to thank everyone who's watching on the Madison Square Garden Network for joining us. MSG's Game of the Week. And of course, TKR Sports Game of the Week as well. Wayne Hills and Ramapo, both teams coming in undefeated. Both teams in the top 10 in the state, and both teams in the top 10 on the Madison Square Garden weekly poll as well. Third down. Gibb, Milan, hit and dropped. Excellent penetration by Greg Goodman, the defensive tackle. He made the play, and he cuts Milan short of first down yardage.
Well, I think Wayne Hills is worried about the stunning linebackers. And that time, Greg Goodman, the defensive tackle, the big junior, coming across and making the hit. Nick Gallo, though, his penetration certainly took a blocker away. He created a situation for Goodman to make the tackle.
All right, big play here. 6 minutes, 11 seconds remaining second quarter. It's fourth down and a good 3 yards for Wayne Hills, and they'll go for it, trailing 28-14.
Well, that's a gutsy call by Chris Olson and company.
At the 42-yard line now, a whistle. Officials blow a whistle, and Wayne Hills is called a timeout. So Chris Olson wants to talk it over, the head coach of Wayne Hills.
Chris Olson, guy who's had a lot of experience. He got his 100th career victory against Pascack Valley in week 4. Coach Ricardo McDonald, who's now with the Cincinnati Bengals over at Patterson Eastside before he came here, now in his 11th year at Wayne Hills. And right here, we talk about a courageous call here by Wayne Hills if they go for it. Chris Olson and company really need the first down with 5:53 to go here in the first half, down 2 scores. To say this is big would be underrating this play here. Now the question is, do they try to go with Milan on a sweep or maybe a little play action?
Well, it's a huge play simply because you give Ramapo a short field if you don't make it. The ball is at the 42-yard line. The Raiders would only have to go 58 yards to get a touchdown.
And the way that Raider offense has moved so far in the first half, you don't even want to put them on the field if you can help it.
Fourth down and 3. Fourth down conversions. Wayne Hills 1 for 1 in the game. Patriots come up in the I formation. Bonadis, the quarterback, calls the signals. Man goes in motion. He looks to throw. He fires. The catch is made, and it's slipping as McGrady. He's got the first down. He did an excellent job to keep his composure because when he caught the ball, he did not have first down yardage, and he slipped in the snow and then was able to turn ahead to get the first.
Well, we hear all about the Ramapo receivers, but what I've seen from Eric McGrady, a very impressive wide receiver. We'll see Bonadis show his ability to put zip on the football across the field, and McGrady open in front of the defender, and then makes the turn and gets the first.
First and 10, Wayne Hills. Here's to Gibb Milan, and he is brought down. Ramapo really doing an excellent job on James Milan.
We've seen Wayne Hills convert a couple of big fourth down plays here, Lou. They just won't give up.
Well, both of these teams, of course, used to winning. These are tremendous programs, and there's no quitting any one of these kids. Both teams undefeated coming into this game. They know how to win.
And all the Northern Bergen Interscholastic Athletic League coaches are here. Saw a bunch of them in the stands before the game. Everybody's been looking forward to this ball game.
Second down and 8 for Wayne Hills. Patriots come up in the I. And here's the pitch to Milan. Gets a good block on the corner and then picks up a couple. He got a great block, which enabled him to cut in. And he picked up a couple of yards, but the Raiders closed in defensively very well on the play.
There's a nice trap there thrown by Gary Webb, the right guard, number 58. Created a little bit more of an opening that Danny Kim and Travis Sullivan initially provided.
Ball sits at about the 21-yard line, third down and 4. 4 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the first half. This is the 7th play of the drive for the Patriots. In the I, Bonadis looks to throw. Play action, rolls out right side, delivers incomplete. Intended for the fullback Brian Penjator. So now, another key 4th down play. Well, if they went 4th and 3 at the 42, will they go 4th and 4 at the 21? You got to think so.
Well, also, they have Tom Lyons, who's a pretty good field goal kicker, has kicked a 42-yard field goal this season.
4 minutes, 6 seconds now remaining second quarter. From a jam-packed Ramapo High School here in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. In case you're wondering where that is, watching around the state here on TCI TKR, Northern New Jersey, Bergen County. That's where we are. Bonadis give up the middle. That's not enough for the first down. Ramapo does the job. Milan carried the football, and at the bottom of the pile is Keith Tornicia, the outside linebacker.
That's a play that Ramapo's run with effectiveness with Toll in the first half. On the draw there, trying to surprise Ramapo, but unable to do it, and turning the ball over on downs.
And here it is again.
Did not catch Ramapo napping with that play.
Well, Ramapo with a 28-14 lead. It's a first down and 10 for the Raiders. Sims looks to throw. He fires. Catch made by Miano. He's got a big play across the 50-yard line. Still on his feet. Down the sidelines. He may go all the way. It's a touchdown for Ramapo. 80 yards, and the official got creamed on the play. He appears to be okay. What a play by Mike Miano.
A terrific catch and run, and you look at the zip on that ball from Sims, and Miano then in the open field just puts on an exhibition.
And Ramapo will attempt the extra point. The Raiders are looking to go up by 3 touchdowns here in the second quarter. With 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, George Rourke is in to kick the extra point. Very happy Mike Miano with a tremendous run after the catch. Kick is up. It's good. 3:45 remaining in the second. 35-14. Here's 2 different looks at the sensational touchdown.
In this slant pattern, Miano runs from his flanker position. Sims with a ton of time back there. Zips the ball over the middle. Now Miano takes off towards the sideline, and then he's able to put a little stutter step, eludes a tackle, breaks a tackle. The referee goes down right there. He's knocked down by a couple of defenders. Into the end zone goes Miano for 6 more for the Raiders. Take another look at it. A little closer look at Sims. A little play action at Toll. He could have had a cup of cappuccino back there with the time he had. And there Miano. Normal player would be taken down on the sideline here, but he's able to break away from Mark Robinson. And there goes the official.
The official lucky he wasn't hurt on the play. Back to the action on the kickoff. McGreeny up the middle, and he gets to about the 24-yard line. Sims, 6 of 7, 149 yards, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers.
Remind you of the game he had a couple of weeks ago against Mawa when he was 10 of 11 for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns at a 48-21 victory.
And this is not the best condition to throw the football, folks. It's 32 degrees with snow on the field. 1st and 10, Wayne Hills. They're in trouble here. They trail by 3 touchdowns. Bonadis throws. McGreeny can't hold on, but it's going to be another interference call. And again, it's going to be against Rob Milanese, the left corner.
Well, Milanese bumped him with the ball in the air, which obviously you can't do. That was a pretty well thrown ball by Bonadis. Bonadis overshadowed significantly here just from the amazing work done by Sims so far, but he's thrown some pretty good balls out there.
Well, you know, it's funny. Sims, of course, deservedly so, all the headlines, but both quarterbacks came in with the same percentage completion rate, 59%.
And Bonadis doesn't have to throw that much this time. Really a nicely thrown ball. And McGreeny almost had it, even though he was interfered with.
Ramapo's third penalty for 45 yards. It's a 1st and 10 for Wayne Hills. Patriots would like to get another touchdown here before the end of this first half. They set up a screen and it comes out. Pretty good setup here. Brian Penjator on the carry, on the reception, excuse me, across the 45.
Yeah, they just had a look at the Ramapo sideline. Mike Miello's been not too pleased with the last call on Milanese, but Wayne Hill's doing it pretty good between the 20s. They just got to move one down here in the last couple minutes. Try to punch it over.
It's a long way to go in this game, and Wayne Hill's certainly explosive, but they trail by 3 touchdowns. Bonadis, he throws, and more bumping down the sidelines, and another penalty is going to come against Milanese. And it's going to be another pass interference, and I'm sure the Ramapo coaching staff is going to be extremely unhappy with this one. I'm sure they're going to claim that that was uncatchable.
Yeah, the Ramapo coaches will argue that it was just incidental contact, but again, they're not giving any break here to Milanese. It's a 3rd pass interference call on it. Look at the Ramapo coaches. Miello and company are hot.
There's Mike Miello, and probably we would be best advised not to turn our mic on Mike Miello at this point. 2:56 remaining here in the second quarter, and Miello calls a timeout. Ramapo wants to talk it over.
Well, Mike can turn to his fine defensive coordinator, Greg Toll, the former outstanding head coach at Hackensack, who has come over here to coach on the sidelines with Mike and also coaches his other son, Greg, his son, Mike, now down at William & Mary, a graduate of Hackensack. And Chris Olson is also talking to the officials.
Well, 2 minutes and 56 seconds left here in this first half. Ramapo, extremely impressive, 35-14. Their lead over undefeated Wayne Hills. It's been an excellent first half for the Ramapo offense, particularly their quarterback, Chris Sims.
And on normal circumstances, Lou, the Wayne Hills offense has not been too shabby itself. 14 points, they've had a couple of nice drives.
Got to keep in mind, too, that Ramapo, of course, has a touchdown on a kickoff return, and they also scored a touchdown after an interception at the 13-yard line. So it was a short field for the Raiders. So those are 2 scores that certainly have hurt the Patriots mightily. Being down by 3 touchdowns, that's significant. 2:56 left here, first half. Glad you could join us here on TCI, TKR Sports, our New Jersey high school football game of the week. Bonadis looks to throw. He fires. Going to try that sideline again. You have pushing, but this time they don't get a flag. And it's just incomplete.
That time A.J. Spicer was out there with his opposite number, Tyler Mills, defending.
James Milan also out on the pattern.
Pretty good coverage by Ramapo this time. They're starting to get used to picking up the reads on the wideouts, and that time Mills. And they're looking for a push there on Milan.
If anything, it might have been offensive pass interference. Bonadis looks, he fires. It is nearly intercepted off of the deflection. Barabee had an opportunity. Rob Barabee.
Mickey Gallo back there as well with Barabee. And
see Barabee upset at the fact that he didn't pick that off. But more importantly, it's a 3rd down and 10 now for Wayne Hills.
And this is not Wayne Hills type of game to have to go to the air as frequently, as early as they have to do now.
You know, there's a long way to go in this game, Steve, and maybe they don't have to go to the air every play. They could run the ball. They certainly have the running attack. Fake the handoff to Milan, and down goes Bonadis. Excellent play by Adam Schultz, and also Greg Goodman in on the sack. Adam Schultz came in with 12 sacks on the season, and he had a lot to do with that one as well.
Yeah, Schultz Certainly 13, not an unlucky number for him here, with registering that. Another sack for the Raider, and this time Bonadis with a play action and under pressure from number 64. And when they know you have to throw, they can unleash those pass rushers.
So it brings up a 4th down. Ramapo calls timeout with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the first half. Raiders want to stop the clock. They're thinking, of course, they'll get the ball back, and they certainly would like to have an opportunity to put up another score. All right, here's the playoff picture. This is coming into this week's action. In North Jersey Section 1, Group 4, you can see that North Bergen has that top seed. Wayne Hills would be the number 3 seed right now in that playoff picture coming into this week.
Well, with opponents' results, Wayne Hills with a victory could move up to number 2. With a loss, they could still remain at 3. North Bergen, though, could have the field expanded. If they lose to Union Hill, they could expand to 6 teams.
And in Group 3, which is where Ramapo is, you see Hoboken, the top slot, Ramapo number 2.
Hoboken has that slot wrapped up. Ramapo really trying to get home field here for the semifinals on the 22nd of November. Lenape Valley, Wayne Valley lost today to Caldwell. Riverdale Old Tappan could certainly move up and take over one of those spots.
Ramapo would be looking at a matchup, I would guess, next week against either Lenape Valley or Wayne Valley. 4th down. Milan is into kick. He's kicked once tonight for 37 yards. It's a low kick, and he booms this one. And it will go, let's see, is it into the end zone? That's the question. Yes, touchback it is. And so Ramapo will get the ball at the 20-yard line with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining.
Be interesting to see if Chris Sims and company try to tack on some more points before they go to the locker room at halftime with 2:02 left here before intermission. Those crossing patterns to any one of the receivers. We've seen Milanese, we've seen Barabee, we've seen Miano, we've seen Gallo, all effective on the receiving end.
This is Ramapo, their drives, the last 4 drives, touchdown, 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 touchdown. Offensive coordinator's dream come true.
I don't think field position matters for this team, not the way Sims throws the ball.
Twin receivers split to the right side, and Sims comes up with a I formation behind him. The deep back is Toll, and he gets the handoff. He's pummeled at the line of scrimmage, driven down hard. Todd Greenberg over on the play for Wayne Hills. 1 minute and 45 seconds and counting down here in the second quarter.
You know, you're allowed to offer scholarships to juniors on the first day of school, and Chris Sims has already received several, including Notre Dame and Penn State, certainly 2 of the elite programs in the country. And he's still got another year plus 3.5 games to go.
Yeah, I think Chris will have his choice as to where he wants to play his collegiate football. 2nd down, 10, give up the middle. Right now, Ramapo content to run out the clock. Keith Tornicchia carried the football, fullback. Comes in with 312 yards rushing and an 8.2 yard per carry average.
Yeah, Tornicchia, another efficient, productive runner. The few times he does see the ball when you have a back like Greg Toll in the same backfield with you, it's difficult to get too many carries.
Less than a minute left. How would you like to have the concession job here at halftime? How many people are going to be heading for hot chocolate and coffee, do you think? Out of these 6,000 to 8,000 people that are here. Sims looks to throw. 3rd down, in trouble, and he'll go down. Sims just goes down there. And that probably was the last play of the first half. We'll see. A little pushing and shoving. Wayne Hills wants to call a timeout, I think, here, and force Ramapo to punt, and they do. So Wayne Hills calls for time.
Look at that cast on Sullivan's left arm, that broken wrist. Big number 55. He's some football player.
He's a tremendous player. 47 tackles coming in, 14 of those for a loss. He has 4 sacks. And in his career, 155 tackles, 44 for a loss.
Well, this is one of the few times Wayne Hills has had good pressure on Sims, who kind of loses his footing here at the end of this play. Good pursuit.
Chris Sims just going down there. He's had a tremendous game tonight. Last week he was only 2 for 10 against Oltapan in the wind, but of course terrible playing conditions. And tonight, not the greatest playing conditions either, but there really is no wind to speak of, and that of course is a big factor.
Well, the decision to play tonight instead of last night certainly appears to be a good one in terms of the weather. At game time, the field has certainly taken a beating, but we have seen explosive offense, 35-14, and the Raiders showing us why they are the number 5 team in New Jersey. I haven't seen a more diversified passing attack other than maybe Butler with Scotty Brown. There's not too many teams can throw the football like Ramapo.
No, they certainly have it going in the passing attack. They also have a pretty good running game as well with Greg Toll. All around an excellent football team. All right, George Rourke, he does the punting as well. It's a low snap, but he gets it off. It's a rocket kick. And McGreeny carries it back to the 45-yard line with 17 seconds left. Let's see what Wayne Hills does in this situation. They may try to crank one up towards the end zone.
Maybe send McGreeny down the sideline and just toss one up there. Bonadise has not had to throw this much earlier in the season, that's for sure. James Bonadise, the son of Patterson Kennedy coach Frank Bonadise, so a lot of family connections. The Pengators, a Bergen Catholic, and here at Wayne Hills. Brian Pengator's dad, Tommy, certainly does a nice job as the AD at West Essex.
Here's a 1st and 10 for Wayne Hills. Now a penalty flies. This penalty will be against the Patriots. Looked like a player actually came in from the sideline to join the
illegal substitution.
Yeah. And it is illegal substitution to call. Backs him up 5. It'll be 1st and 15. Temperature in the low 30s, snow on the field, and the forecast is for more snow tonight. We're supposed to get some snow showers, maybe a period of light snow.
Makes you think they should be like Western Pennsylvania and start the season in August and play through the end of October.
Penalty flag flies. The throw goes outside to Milan. He doesn't get much yardage, but again, there's a flag on the play. With 9.5 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's been a long first half.
Illegal procedure against Wayne Hills.
Looked like there was no end on the near side lined up.
Just a little quick opener on the sideline, little flat pass. But movement had been committed by the Patriots. Yeah, you talk about the seasons and the weather. I have a nephew out, plays for Valley High out in New Kensington out by Pittsburgh. They started their season, Lou, Labor Day weekend. They ended their regular season October 25th. And they're in the playoffs and done now. You look here in New Jersey, there's always been talk, well, next year with the expanded playoffs, they will start the season earlier in September. However, still going to end in early December. I've had a lot of coaches tell me they wouldn't mind starting practice earlier. They're in school, they're getting ready for school anyway. And, you know, they could start at least certainly a couple weeks earlier than that late 26th, 27th of September most teams do.
Yeah, I would agree. That's, in my book, too late to start the season. Here's the give. Off tackle, Spicer has good yardage, but he will run the clock out. Boy, he was just thrown to the ground by Tornicia, and that'll do it. The first half has come to an end here at Ramapo Regional High School. Our score at the half, Ramapo 35, Wayne Hills 14. You're watching the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week on TCI TKR Sports.
The other coach.
Let's go down to Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines with head coach Chris Olson of Wayne Hills. Anthony?
Thanks, Coach. came out like a bullet in the beginning of the game, and now you find yourself down by 3 scores. What do you need to do to stop this high-powered offense?
We got to try to get a grip on them throwing the ball. I mean, we're going to score. I think we'll score a couple more touchdowns. We have to do something to slow them down a little bit. There's only been 2 punts in the whole game, and I think they have one and we have one. And, nobody's really stopping the other team, but we've got to do a little better job. The kickoff return was huge. Yeah.
How's the field holding up, Coach, for the running game?
The field's fine for both of us. Yeah.
Okay, Coach. Thanks. Good luck to you the second half. Back upstairs to you, Lou.
All right, Chris Olson of Wayne Hills, his team is down by 3 touchdowns, 35-14 here at the half. We'll be back with halftime activity in just a few moments. You're watching the TKR Sports New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to Ramapo Regional High School here in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. The score, 35-14 Ramapo over Wayne Hills. Lou Brogno along with Steve Tober and Anthony Campilia down on the sidelines. Glad you could join us for our TKR High School Football New Jersey Game of the Week. Here's a look at the halftime stats. Well, you can see Wayne Hills has done the job on the ground. Ramapo through the air. Total yards belong to the Raiders with 227. Penalties, not a major factor. A couple of pass interference penalties against Ramapo. The one big stat, 2 stats actually there. Look at Wayne Hills in their time of possession, almost double a Ramapo, but of course Ramapo with that quick strike capability. Wayne Hills had 1 turnover. It was costly. It led to a Ramapo touchdown, and the Raiders have a 35-14 lead. Steve Tober, anything stick out right there?
Well, I think Wayne Hills has done a fairly good job offensively. Had trouble in the red zone a couple of times, but it's the passing efficiency of Chris Sims. And when you can put the ball in the air to 3 or 4 different receivers and never slack off with either one. We saw Gallo and Miano with touchdown catches. And Toll is used interchangeably, and his breakaway speed from the tailback slot gives them another alternative. Just efficiency by Ramapo with a short amount of time. When you see Wayne Hills with the football that much and unable to score, that just shows you Ramapo are just dominant in short spurts.
All right, our score at the half. Ramapo 35, Wayne Hills 14, and back with more halftime activity in just a few moments. Welcome back to frigid Franklin Lakes. You see the icicles hanging off of the goalpost. Great shot there. Temperature in the low 30s. It was 32 at kickoff. And I don't know about you, Steve Tober, but I lost my toes about midway through the first quarter. So I think it's a little bit colder than 32 at this point. Snow's on the field, and the forecast is for more snow on the way, although I think that probably will come after the game is over.
I feel like I'm in Lake Placid. I have those socks I had on I bought up there. Supposed to be good for 30 below, but they're not working too well right now.
First half belonged to Chris Sims. 6 of 7, 149 yards, 3 touchdowns. Outstanding performance, and certainly he was the star of the first half. The receivers, of course, did their part to contribute for Ramapo. Miano, 2 catches, 86 yards, a touchdown. Barabee, 2 catches, 25 yards, a touchdown. Gallo had a touchdown reception. And Toll also an outstanding performance. 8 rushes, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Wayne Hills, on the other hand, well, Bonadis, 5 for 9, 44 yards, a touchdown, 1 interception. James Milan had 110 yards rushing in the first half on 18 carries, 1 touchdown. But of course, the big stat is the scoreboard. 35-14, Ramapo leads by 3 touchdowns, and we'll be back with second half action in just a few moments. Ramapo leading 35-14 here at the half. Anthony Campiglia is down on the sidelines with Ramapo head coach Mike Miello. Anthony?
Thanks, Luke. Coach, you're up by 3 scores here at the half, but the score really doesn't show how close this game is. What do you need to do to really shut down the Hills' running attack?
The score doesn't mean anything. What we have to do is get better run support on our corner versus their sweep, and we have to get better fills and quicker fills from our linebackers. You know, Milan's a great one, and he could break it anytime he touches the ball. So we're just going to try to get people in better position to make plays.
You have to be pleased with the performance of Chris Sims so far.
So far, everybody's working hard to give Chris and his receivers time to throw and catch, and yeah, but that's the scoreboard means nothing right now.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Good luck to you in the second half. Back upstairs to you, Lou.
There's a look at Chris Sims, the outstanding first half for the left-handed junior quarterback. Sims, again, 6 of 7, 149 yards, 3 touchdown passes in the first half. I want to thank our ace stats guy, Tom Sharkey, for all those great stats at halftime. Tom, very modest, I know, but up here in the press box. But Tom's been with me all day long doing double duty. We were at the Rutgers women's basketball game earlier today. Rutgers a big win over Maryland in Vivian Stringer's opening game of the 1997-98 season. And Tom and I schlepped it up from New Brunswick all the way up here.
Thank God 287 is a great road. Huh?
It was terrific today. And we are here. And thanks, Tom, for your great work today.
And Lou, I think Wayne Hills just has to keep up the offensive precision on the ground they had in the first half and be patient. Bonadise was fairly efficient passing. Chris Olson said the Patriots could not go 3 downs and out, and they really did not do that. We saw from the time of possession, they had the ball for over 15 minutes in the first half.
How dominant was Ramapo in that first half? Listen to these drives. 5 plays, touchdown. 1 play, touchdown. 9 plays, touchdown. 1 play, touchdown. That is pretty dominant. Of course, the big plays, the 87-yard kickoff return, the 31-yard and the 80-yard touchdown passes. Mike Miano had the 80-yard touchdown pass. And the touchdown reception, excuse me. Sims, of course, the touchdown passes. And Ramapo just very impressive offensively on a very tough night to play offensive football.
And the big deflection by Adam Schultz, who set up the interception deep in Wayne Hills territory to also create another score. What would you say this crowd number is here tonight?
Well, they're expecting between 6,000 and 8,000 at this game. That's a tremendous crowd for high school football. Second half is underway. It's a kick that comes down at the 20-yard line, breaking a tackle that's smashed. I mean, just pummeled. Is on the return Rob Milanese. The tackle by Eric McGreeny. McGreeny came down like a rocket.
Eric McGreeny, whose brother Paul was a pitcher with the Detroit Tigers. And his little brother, some football player.
Again, glad you could join us here on TCI TKR Sports New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. Lou Brogno, Steve Tober, Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines. And also want to say hello to all of the viewers watching on Madison Square Garden Network in the tri-state area. 2 undefeated teams, Wayne Hills and Ramapo, going head-to-head. Sims looks to throw, fires, has a man. It's Milanese. He's down the sideline at the 20 to the 10. He's in. Touchdown, Ramapo.
74 yards. Milanese. A little 3-step drop and pay dirt for the Raiders.
Well, nothing like a slap in the face for Wayne Hills to begin the second half. Just like that, Chris Sims to Rob Milanese. Milanese came in with 26 receptions on the season, 511 yards. He's an outstanding receiver. He was wide open, and then it was off to the races.
And he's well on his way to approaching the 700 yards he had in receiving totals last year.
George Rourke is in to kick the extra point.
And this kid can boom the football between those posts.
Snap is good, kick is up, and plenty good. 16 seconds into the third quarter. It's 42-14 Ramapo.
And lightning strikes, a little three-step drop by Mr. Sims. And Milanese, when he takes off, he just beat those defenders, and nobody is near him.
Well, if you're Wayne Hills, how do you deal with this? Now you're down by 4 touchdowns.
The only thing you can do is try to keep that Ramapo offense off the field.
4th different receiver with a touchdown. Gallo, Barabee, Miano, and Milanese. Unbelievable. Sims' touchdown passes tonight, 31, 7, 80, and 74 yards. Rourke the kick. High kick. Magrini takes it at the 10, up the middle, breaks a tackle into the secondary. Magrini with a good run back across the 40-yard line up to the 43. Wayne Hills has excellent field position, but the Patriots need to crank it up with 11.5 remaining in the third, down 42-14.
I was just a shock to just about everybody who made the trek up here to Franklin Lakes and expecting a much closer football game than we've seen, but it's Chris Sims in that plethora of receivers.
I think the Bergen record picked Wayne Hills to win, what, 32-31? Everyone expected a close game. Bonadis in trouble, hit and dropped. Excellent pressure by the Raiders.
Craig Macbeth, the sophomore linebackers, had a nice game for Ramapo.
Well, Adam Scholes was the man who applied the pressure, and he actually pushed the pile back, and then Craig Macbeth, the man who made the tackle.
Yeah, we see why Schultz is an all-league defensive end, and this time Bonadis, nobody there. Probably should have just thrown it out of bounds, but by that time, there's Schultz, and then here comes Macbeth to clean up and make the tackle. A little finishing by Greg Goodman, number 71.
Second down and about 20. Bonadis throws, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It was tipped. Might have been hit by Schultz. Adam Schultz playing quite a game at his left defensive end position. 6'4", 220-pound senior.
Well, he's a good one. And you hear all about the skill people, Toll and Sims and Miano and Barabee and Milanese, but linemen like Schultz are getting the job done in the trenches.
Third down and about 20. Bonadis pump fake, throws down the sidelines. What a great catch. Tremendous catch by Magrini. Another flag will be called against Rob Milanese. That'll be his 3rd pass interference call of the game, but doesn't matter because Magrini made a sensational over-the-shoulder catch.
And just great concentration by Magrini to haul in that nice toss by Bonadis.
You know, Ramapo saying it's against Wayne Hills, but I don't think so. No. It is against the Raiders.
Mike Mielo is still fired up on the Ramapo coaching sideline. There we see Mike.
Mike getting into it.
And Wayne Hills will take that advance on the catch. Beautiful catch by Eric Magrini. This time Bonadis has the time. Beautifully thrown ball and a great catch by Magrini with Milanese all over him.
1st and 10, Wayne Hills at the Ramapo 39-yard line. Here's the give to James Milan, and he's up the middle. Weaves his way to about the 37. Very tough to run up the middle. Wayne Hills has had some success going wide, but not much up the middle outside of that one touchdown in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Lou, outside of that 61-yard touchdown run and to put Wayne Hills on front early, they've done a pretty good job of containing Milan. Nobody stops Milan completely. Well, Ramapo's done a fair job of it so far.
2nd down and about 8. Out of the eye, Milan the carry. Gets a block, puts his head down, and crashes across the 35 to about the 34-yard line.
In fact, there were only 6 juniors on Associated Press All-State. That's 86 men last year. One of them was James Milan, along with Hank Trigani of Pope John, Scotty Brown, the quarterback at Butler, Mike Osborne of Holy Cross, Avon Coburn of Holy Cross, and Sean Mayer of Hillsborough. Coburn is out hurt for Holy Cross, but they're still going to be in the playoffs. Scotty Brown, a record-setting quarterback at Butler.
James Milan, his first 10 carries, interesting stat, 92 yards. His last 10 carries, just 23 yards, averaging 2.3 yards per carry. 3rd down, 4, pitch to Milan, breaks a tackle, puts his head down and dives forward, close to 1st down yardage. That's a nice run by Milan.
All Wayne Hills can do is give the ball to Milan, try to keep the offense on the field, keep Ramapo's offense off, and try to get some points here. There's the pitch. Milan, who is a great first step. We talk about how he increased his speed from 4.7 to 4.5 in the 40. The kid has worked extremely hard. North Carolina State, Wake Forest, among the ACC schools looking at James Milan. It's going to be awfully close.
They're about a half a foot short. You know, bring up a 4th down. Certainly Wayne Hills will go in this situation.
I think it's inches, Lou. It's just maybe 3 or 4 inches.
James Milan has had quite a career. You know, in one game against Indian Hills, he had 5 touchdowns, 319 yards against Indian Hills. That was a school record, 319 yards. It was a 61-22 win for Wayne Hills.
And he'll carry the ball 35 to 45 times a game. 8.5 per carry, quite impressive average. With a 6', 200-pound senior tailback, 50 career touchdown.
2 for 3 on 4th down conversions are the Patriots. 4th down here, and up the middle, the fullback, Brian Penjator. He has the 1st down, and much more. He's inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 24.
They had success early on going to Penge on the dive, and that time the Wayne Hills fullback got the 1st down and a lot more.
1st down and 10 at the 25-yard line. They actually marked the football.
Penge, whose cousin is a pretty darn good football player at Bergen Catholic, and Brian is the least known of the cousin tandem, doing a nice job there for Wayne Hills.
42-14 our score as the Patriots come up in the I formation. Here's the give to Milan. Tries to push the pile, but just can't. Joe Scarpelli in on the tackle. Scarpelli, a junior, came in with 51 tackles, 19 assists in the middle of that Ramapo defense.
Yeah, Scarpelli's got great numbers coming in. By far the leading tackler. He and Adam Scholes do just a terrific job on the defensive side of the ball for Mike Mielo's Raiders.
8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Good look at Chris Olson on the Wayne Hills sideline. Outstanding head coach for the Patriots.
Chris has gotten it done both in the Northern New Jersey Interscholastic League and here in the Northern Bergen Interscholastic Athletic League. And Olson, a fiery guy, terrific guy to just talk to. Got his 100th career victory against Pascack Valley in week 4, 103, 72, and 6, and that includes his stint at Patterson Eastside. And Mike Mielo, 18th year here at Ramapo, and had 6 seasons at Hackensack. Played in a quarterback in the old single wing at Hackensack, the old Chop Morris and Hackettstown offense that Hackensack under Tom Delatorre used back in 1962. And Mike went on to Rhode Island, where he became a fine tight end for the University of Rhode Island. Took a year off after his 93 team went 11-0. Took a season off and came back. He missed it so much. He's the athletic director here as well, up at Ramapo. When you have a couple of juniors like Chris Sims and Greg Toll on your roster, I'm sure Mike's looking forward to next year as well.
I would think so. That's got to be a good feeling. 7 minutes and 49 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. It's all Ramapo, 42-14. There's a look at the crowd here. Acknowledging the camera. 2nd down and 8. A.J. Spicer in motion. One of these throws, catch made by McGreeny. And he picks up positive yardage. It's not enough for a 1st down. Pickup of about 6 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
McGreeny has done a nice job against single and sometimes double coverage. It's noticeable, certainly, from the pass interference calls that he's picked up tonight. the primary receiver for Wayne Hills. They just don't have the numbers of receivers that Ramapo can throw at you.
3rd and 3, handoff Milan, hit, and a penalty flag flies. Now Milan pushed forward for what appears to be close to a first down, but this could be a holding call. No, it's going to be illegal motion against the Patriots.
And that's certainly an inexcusable play here in week 8 for the Pats, down 42-14, 7:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They can ill use a 5-yard penalty.
So now instead of a 3rd and 3, you're looking at 3rd and 8, quite a significant difference.
We'll see if they go on the flats, maybe to McGreeny, or else sweep with Milan. McGreeny's going out to wide right.
Bonadis back to throw. He fires, and so McGreeny, another penalty. And again, this will be pass interference against Rob Milanese. That would be his 4th, I believe, of the game.
I think Mike Mielo is about to run on the field. I think he's dumbfounded. The assistant coaches are holding back Mike Mielo.
We'd have to take another look at it, but it did look like pass interference.
McGreeny appeared to slip on the wet turf in the end zone, and then the official's flag went. There we see Mielo.
There's the call, pass interference against Ramapo.
Call him up here. What's going on? Mike Mielo wants to know. We'll take a look. Bonadis looking end zone all the way from McGreeny. Now McGreeny slips. See if we can pick it up. He has already slipped there. Really no contact evident on camera by number 5, Milanese.
You couldn't see there as we followed the flight of the ball. Here's the pitch to Milan, breaks it inside, and he is inside the 10-yard line. Down near the 5. Wayne Hills wants to punch it in here, of course.
Well, once you get down in the red zone, you're down as far as the Patriots are. You have to punch one over, and on that pitch series, Milan putting the Pats a little closer.
Well, Wayne Hills' mission, and it's a very difficult mission to undertake, is to score 2 touchdowns, I would think, here in the 3rd quarter, Steve. And if they can get to within 2 touchdowns entering the 4th, then they've got an outside shot. The give to Milan, off tackle. Breaks the tackle to the corner. Touchdown, Wayne Hills.
Just great balance, great feet by Milan. Not taking the first hit and going down, and heads to the end zone. Yet another touchdown for James Milan.
6-yard touchdown run for the outstanding Wayne Hills tailback, and that was all second effort. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and broke away.
His 26th of the season. He's closing in on Hank Tragani of Pope John and Jamal Bircher of Del Barton.
Tom Lyons, the extra point is good. So with 6:23 remaining here in the 3rd, it's now 42-21 Ramapo.
And James Milan and company will not give up. Remember, they have the breakaway speed too with Milan and also with McGreeny. This time the offensive line fires out nicely. And Milan, there you see him bouncing off tackle. He does a little spin move as he broke away from Nicky Gallo's would-be tackle, and Milan takes it into the end zone.
Well, finally something here in the second half for the Wayne Hills fans to cheer about. Let's go down to the sidelines. Anthony Campiglia is with us. Anthony?
Thanks, Lou. I'll tell you, the Wayne Hills offense did exactly what they needed to do. Put together a long, time-consuming drive, put some points on the board, and keep that Ramapo offense off the field. The only problem is Chris Sims and the Ramapo only need about 15 seconds to score in this game. Back upstairs to you.
Well, Anthony hit it right on the nose there. That's been the problem. You know, we're talking about Wayne Hills and their ability to come back. And certainly their offense can put points on the board, but they haven't shown the ability to stop Ramapo tonight. This one almost fumbled, but then picked up by Milanese, and he brings it up back across the 30-yard line to about the 32. All right, the drive for Wayne Hills, 9 plays, 57 yards. They used up 5 minutes. Alon, the 6-yard run, and he's had an excellent game, as he usually does. 132 yards rushing on 24 carries, 2 touchdowns. Problem is, his club trails by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, time-consuming drives are nice, but when you trail, as Wayne Hills does, 42-21, you can't be on the field too long with your offense.
Ramapo comes up. Out of the eye, the give is to Toll, breaks a tackle, breaks another, gets to the corner. Greg Toll is up the sideline and runs out of bounds across the 50. And that's a Ramapo first down. Greg Toll, another outstanding game for him. We mentioned he came in with over 1,200 yards rushing. Last year, over 1,300 yards.
Well, you're thinking Sims, and here comes Greg Toll once again on the draw. If you don't stop Toll, you're not going to stop Ramapo. As dangerous as Sims is, you've got to contain Toll. 9 carries, 97 yards, and he's got 1 TD here today.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 47-yard line of Wayne Hills. I formation, and Sims gives up the middle. On the carry is Keith Tornicchia, the fullback. Came in with 38 carries on the season for 312 yards. Picks up a good 5 there. Pick up a 2nd and 5.
Ramapo being a little conservative here, going to the fullback. Give him a couple of carries, and certainly don't slack off much with Tornicchia carrying the football.
5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. A long ball game, a lot of points on the board. On a frosty November evening here in Bergen County. Sims sparking some signals. Looks like he might be changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He gives to Tornicchia. He's smashed at the line of scrimmage. The inside linebacker, Simon Marquez, 5'11", 190-pound senior. Outstanding player, coming in with 56 tackles on the year, 14 of those for a loss. And there's another one.
Simon Marquez, one of their leaders defensively. That time a good penetration by the Wayne Hills defense.
Big play here for the Wayne Hills defense. They haven't had many opportunities to stop Ramapo. 3rd down and 6. They'd like to get the football back with 4:49 left in the 3rd. Sims again looks like he wants to change the play at the line of scrimmage. He has 1 receiver wide to the left. Sims throws over the middle. Incomplete. He threw, intended for the tight end Barabee over the middle. Sims got crushed on the play. That's the first time I can remember Wayne Hills getting to the Ramapo quarterback tonight.
That time Travis Sullivan got in there quick along with Mike Blanchard on the defensive line, and one of the few times Sims has just had to throw it out there and not end up on his own keister.
George Rourke is into punt. And back deep is Eric McGreeny. He stands at about the 10-yard line. Wayne Hills came on the block. They almost got there. This one rolls into the end zone. It's a touchback. Boy, what an effort by Brian Penjator. He almost got to that kick.
Almost, but Rourke averages close to 40 yards a punt. But he went to the Duke University camp this summer to improve on his punting. And it certainly has paid off. We're certainly one of the top place kickers and punters in the Garden State.
With 4.5 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Wayne Hills has the football. The Patriots have a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Well, they got the 1 touchdown. Certainly they'd like to get another score now before the end of the 3rd quarter.
They just can't have their offense on the field too long because they guys still going to come back from 3 touchdowns.
42-21 the score. Milan hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Greg Toll and also Adam Scholes on the tackle.
Yeah, Schultz has just had a terrific game, number 64, and he saw once again with Greg Toll also coming up from his safety spot. There's Schultz shedding 1 tackler and just grabbing the feet of Milan.
Second down and 11. They lost a yard on the play, did the Patriots. Ball marked at the 19-yard line. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Split back, Sponadis looks to throw. Over the middle, incomplete. Diving try by the tight end, John Stanchek. And the coverage by the middle linebacker, Joe Scarpelli.
Little slam pattern by the tight end, and that would have been an unbelievable catch by Stanchek if he was able to haul it in. And again, now you can see Ramapo trying to stunt their linebackers here in a 3rd and 9 situation. It's going to be a tough situation for James Bonadis. This time he had plenty of time. Stanchek ran a decent pattern, but that would have been an unbelievable catch.
Thanks for joining us here on the TCI TKR Sports New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week. And want to thank all the viewers on Madison Square Garden Network as well for joining us 2 weeks in a row. Bonadis throws, incomplete, and that one into the Ramapo sidelines. Greg Toll. And also Eric McGreeny ended up in the mud on the sideline.
Certainly it's been a busy evening for the Ramapo secondary. Getting some good reps in against what has to be a passing team now, Wayne Hills.
Well, James Milan is in to punt it away, averaging nearly 34 yards per punt. High kick. Fair catch called for and made by Mike Miano at the 47-yard line. So Ramapo has excellent field position to start this drive with 3 minutes and 33 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Ramapo trying to sew up their third title in the last 5 years in the NBIL.
Ramapo with 42 points here. We're only in the third quarter. Again, they're averaging 46 points per game. I don't think there's a lot of people who thought that they would get anywhere close to that 46-point average against this defense, which gives up less than 9 points per contest. But Ramapo's been sparkling. Here's the give to Toll. Breaks a tackle, gets to the outside, and weaves his way across the 50-yard line into Wayne Hills territory near the 46.
Yeah, Toll just gets 8-9 yards a clip and keeps Ramapo moving and sets up any kind of situation here. You can go Sims there a couple of times. Take a look at it again. Greg Toll with good blocking on the right side of the line. A good lead block by his fullback. There's got to be better containment by Wayne Hills there, though. They just can't allow 8-9 yards a clip.
You know, as I look close at that replay, I notice there's several players out there with short sleeves on here tonight.
Better them than us.
Yes, for sure. Give the Toll up the middle. He has it up for the Ramapo first down. Temperature right now, right around 30 degrees. Very icy evening.
A lot of this snow came after midnight last night. I know even out in Essex County, where I come from, there was a 1/4 inch of snow on the ground. Up here, they must have gotten half an inch or so, or at least the frosty stuff we still see on the edge of the field.
First down and 10. Ramapo moving the football. The Raiders have the football at the 41-yard line of Wayne Hills. Ramapo comes up in the eye, man goes in motion. Here's the give to Toll, looks to get outside, he turns the corner and cuts it back in, and then slides in the snow across the 30-yard line down to about the 27.
And a good job by people like Rob Melanie maintaining their blocks downfield, which creates the second and third opportunities for Toll, who's just been terrific on sweeps today. You see Greg Toll, who probably has more of a burst of speed than his brother Mike did, who's a terrific back at Hackensack, who's now down at William & Mary. I tell you, the Toll brothers have certainly been runners to watch in Bergen County the last couple of seasons.
There's the short-sleeved Greg Toll. Ball sits at the 26-yard line. Miano goes in motion, and Sims gives to Toll. This time he's hit and dragged down by the line of scrimmage by Travis Sullivan. Sullivan said to be extremely quick by his coach, Chris Olson. He says that's his big asset at defensive tackle.
They talk about compliments. Tony Karsich up at St. Joseph, who has some of the best linemen in New Jersey, calls Travis Sullivan the best lineman he's seen this year. The young man playing with that broken wrist tonight.
Travis Sullivan, number 55, the defensive tackle for Wayne Hills. Second down, 10. No gain on the last play. Sims gives to Toll. This time he has a hole and is just tripped up. He almost got through there, and he was tripped up by Todd Greenberg, it looked like, who just reached up with his paw and got a piece of Toll.
Yeah, the offensive line for Ramapo is doing a nice job opening up some holes. And that time Toll man it himself. But Ramapo continues to move the football.
Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. With less than a minute left, third quarter, we're down to about 40 seconds and counting down. Ramapo certainly 3 quarters into this game, one of the most impressive teams I've seen this season. Toll, the one setback, gets the carry and then struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was tripped up, lost his balance, and then brought down by Tom Brophy, the inside linebacker. That probably was the last play of the third quarter. As we wind down, 5 seconds left, and that'll do it. We've played 3 quarters at Ramapo Regional High School here in Franklin Lakes. The score after 3, Ramapo 42, Wayne Hills 21. You're watching the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week on TCI TKR Sports. We go to the fourth quarter. Ramapo leading Wayne Hills 42-21. It is 4th down and 5 for the Raiders, moving left to right on your screen. And this one almost intercepted. Chris Sims throwing over the middle. Mike Ostrowski, the defensive tackle, almost picked it off. So Wayne Hills will take over on downs. That drive, 7 plays, and they used up almost 4 minutes of time on the drive. So they killed a lot of the clock. Lou Brogno, Steve Tober, Anthony Campilia down on the sidelines. Glad you could join us for the New Jersey High School Football Game of the Week here on TCI TKR Sports. Wayne Hills has a 1st and 10. And the give off tackle, not much yardage. Also a special hello to all of you watching throughout the tri-state area on Madison Square Garden Network. This figured to be a barn burner. 2 undefeated teams coming in who have played great games over the years. But Ramapo dominant tonight. They have just been too much offensively for Wayne Hills, and the Raiders have a 42-21 lead.
And maybe we'll see down the line a Ramapo Hoboken Group 3 Section 1 final. A lot of football to be seen before that, but that's shaping up as a possibility.
Third quarter stats. That's incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Ramapo with 138 yards rushing in the game, but 223 through the air. Their total yardage 361. And in this frigid weather tonight, I think the stat that sticks out that is most astonishing: 1 turnover tonight.
Yeah, it's quite a tribute to both clubs holding on to the ball in these very, very treacherous field conditions, cold temperatures.
3rd down for Wayne Hills. They need a quick strike. Bonadise looks to throw. He fires long, just overthrows. No, it's intercepted. That's a spectacular interception by Greg Toll. Wow, what a great interception. I was about to call it incomplete, and he just reached out and hauled it in.
Well, Toll, who on offense is a great receiver in addition to being a terrific running back, that time from his safety slot, acts like a receiver. We'll see Bonadise just unloading here on a 3-step drop. And Toll reaching out and just makes a gorgeous play here. Hauls it in.
So Ramapo takes over at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders.
We got a look at Greg.
Chris Sims gives to Keith Tornicia, who picks up some tough yardage. He's banged down by Brian Penjator. And also on the play, A.J. Spicer.
Well, I'm told Greg Toll is very enthused about the possibility of perhaps attending Boston College, one of the schools in the early running for the services of Greg Toll Jr. Whereas he and Chris Sims will attract, I would say, probably as many scholarship offers as any two young men in northern New Jersey in some time before they're through.
I would think so. Both just juniors, so got a whole year left after this one, and this one certainly is not finished. 2nd down and 7. Sims looks to throw. He's hit and dropped. That time, Wayne Hills was able to get in there. Simon Marquez and Tom Brophy, the inside linebackers, blitzed on the play, and Chris Sims never had a chance.
Yeah, the stunning linebackers. Marquez has unloaded a couple times now, number 43, and done a nice job stunning up the middle. And Ramapo, whose offense has been certainly proficient. That time, a rare sack for Mr. Sims.
You see Mr. Sims there. Chris Sims now, of course, has 18 touchdown passes on the year, 4 here tonight. And he has been intercepted just twice this season.
Yeah, interception about every 40 passes.
That is an unbelievable statistic. Here's the give to Toll, up the middle, breaks a tackle, what a cut! And he's across the 40-yard line to about the 37. I think on a dry field, he might have been able to go all the way on that play, but that last cut, that's tough on that wet, snowy field.
A little delay to Toll has been awfully effective here tonight, and he probably could have maintained his footing on a dry field. Wayne Hill's defense thinking pass, 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 but here comes Greg Toll. Dives into that mud.
You can see that mud. There's not a lot of give to that mud. That is basically frozen mud, folks, at this point. 1st down and 10. Here's the give to Toll. Outside again. Breaks another tackle, and this puts his head down like a linebacker and tries to take on 2 tacklers at about the 20-yard line.
Well, Coach Mike Miele was telling me before the game, Greg is strong. He can have deceptive speed like his brother Mike from Hackensack and now William and Mary, but Greg will also run right through people. And we saw it right there at the end of that run. He just put his head down and right into the Wayne Hills defender. Little pitch right and good blocking by his line. And watch Toll just put his head down right into Simon Marquez and challenge him to take him down.
There's a running back not looking to run out of bounds. 17 carries, 167 yards for Toll. Up the middle, the fullback breaks to the outside. Tornicia, he's in! Touchdown, Ramapo!
Touchdown, Keith Tornicia. Ramapo 48, Wayne Hills 21.
A tremendous run by the Ramapo fullback, Keith Tornicia. That's his 5th touchdown of the year.
Tornicia, who's maybe a 2nd or 3rd alternative in that offensive running arsenal. And again, Toll was taking the pressure off Sims before, and then Tornicia doing the job from his fullback slot. 6 more points for the Raiders.
18-yard touchdown run by Keith Tornicia. That probably slammed the door on Wayne Hills.
You think Ramapo sending a message to the rest of the state with this very impressive victory in the works?
Here's the snap. Kick by George Rourke is good. With 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the football game, Ramapo has pummeled 7-0 Wayne Hills, 49-21. This is a most impressive performance.
Well, we know how highly regarded the teams in New Jersey in parochial Group 4 are. I'm speaking specifically about St. Joseph of Montvale, Bergen Catholic, and Seton Hall Prep. But you throw in Ramapo from here in the Northern Bergen Interscholastic League, and you're certainly talking about a legitimate top 5 team in the Garden State. And it would be certainly be fun to see them against the St. Joseph or Bergen Catholic.
Certainly would be, and as you said, Steve, earlier, they could have a potential meeting against Hoboken, which would be a tremendous matchup.
Last year's #1 team in the state, Hoboken.
And as if we're not cold enough, it's begun to snow here in Bergen County. A couple of flakes are beginning to come down. High kick. James Milan up the middle, still running hard. No quitting this kid. Look at him. Across the 25-yard line. Let's go to Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines. Ant.
Thanks, Lou. That last score by Ramapo may be the final nail in the coffin. There's still about 8.5 minutes left, but 4 scores is a lot to ask against this Ramapo defense. Back upstairs to you.
Well, that last drive, 4 plays, 56 yards, 2.5 minutes of elapsed time. Tornicia, the 6th different player to score for Ramapo tonight. You talk about balance.
A diversified attack, that's for sure.
Wayne Hills with a 1st and 10. Handoff goes up the middle at the 31-yard line.
This loss is likely to knock Wayne Hills perhaps to the 3rd seed in North Jersey Section 1 Group 4. North Bergen, depending on the result with Union Hill. And then Clifton, with an expected victory today, could get the 2 spot with Passaic Tech, who's already automatic in at 8-0. Look at that snow. If you can pick it up, the flakes are just starting to fall here up in beautiful Franklin Lakes.
Just the beginning of a little snow shower, or actually some light snow. A little Alberta Clipper moving through tonight, Steve.
The weatherman said it would be after midnight.
That pass is on the far sideline.
And here it is, 9 something in the evening, and snow is starting to fall.
Brings up a 3rd down, and about 7 coming up for Wayne Hills, who will drop to 7-1 after tonight's loss. Well, next week the playoffs. Wayne Hills
could be up in Mustang country, perhaps playing Clifton. We'll have to wait and see when the seedings are announced on Monday afternoon by the New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association down in Robbinsville.
Next regular season game would be Thanksgiving for Wayne Hills against Northern Highlands. Throw over the middle, intercepted, picked off by Barabee. He's still on his feet, and the second Wayne Hills turnover gives the ball back to Ramapo inside the 30-yard line.
And just a vintage performance by the Ramapo defense, coming up with big plays, especially here in the second half. They had the first half turnover, which led to a score, and here Barabee. The Wayne Hills offense, James Bonady's forced to go to the air. And although they've been called for several pass interference calls, the coverage has been pretty efficient by the Raiders, and there Barabee with the pick.
Second interception. Now Chris Sims brings the team up with a 1st down and 10 at about the 32. And the handoff goes to Toll. Fumble! And Wayne Hills gets it back at about the 34-yard line. They recover Mike Ostrowski. It looks like the man who recovered the football.
Yeah, they give it up and they get it back. Wayne Hills, a big mountain to climb as the ball is knocked away from Toll, and there's Ostrowski with the recovery. Mike Ostrowski, one of the leaders for the Wayne Hills defense on the defensive line.
So a 1st down at 10 for the Patriots. Bonadis throws. Interference against Ramapo. That was a no doubt about it one. Intended for Eric McCreaney, and Nick Gallo was draped over his back. So pass interference the call. It'll be a 1st down for the Wayne Hills Patriots.
For Wayne Hills, they can at least regain some of their confidence heading into next week by maybe mounting another offensive drive here. And there we see Gallo all over the receiver's back.
6.5 minutes remaining. Wayne Hills will have a first down at their own 49-yard line. Brogno, Steve Tober, Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines. Glad you could join us here on TCI TKR Sports. And those of you watching on the MSG Network, thanks for joining us as well. I want to give a great bit of thanks to our camera people tonight. Very cold night to be out there doing camera. They're doing an outstanding job. We thank them for their great work.
Timeout, Wayne Hills.
Timeout, Wayne Hills. They'll talk it over.
Now you look at Group 4 and what could happen when the pairings are announced. North Bergen has a big game with Union Hill. Passaic Tech will likely move down perhaps to the 4 slot. They've already played their 8 games. It only counts the first 8 games you play. So both Clifton can catapult above them, and Union Hill with a victory could certainly move way up in the picture. Union Hill victory could expand the field. If you have an undefeated team with less power points in the top 4, you expand the field to perhaps 6 teams, perhaps 8, depending on the number of qualifiers and how far Passaic Tech would fall down. It would appear to be a 16 field. You'd have a bye there in the first round, but of course we have to wait for that North Bergen Union Hill result. Now in Section 1, Group 3, Hoboken is going to get it, that top seed. Ramapo likely to get the 2nd seed. Now Lenape Valley is going to probably fall out of the picture. Wayne Valley has already lost today, so they're out. Riverdale and Old Tappan, depending on results, should move up in the 3 and 4 slots. So Ramapo at least would have a home game for the first round.
Bonadise looks to throw. Now he runs out of there, and he is brought down from behind. Craig McBeth, a sophomore defensive tackle. Boy, he's going to be a player. 6 foot, 200-pound sophomore makes a big play.
Yeah, there's so many underclassmen on this team for the Raiders. Mike Mielo's club. They do have the good seniors, but then they have these outstanding underclassmen. This time, Bonadise is brought down again. It's getting to be a little bit of a tough evening now for James Bonadise, the senior quarterback for Wayne Hills. 2nd
down and 12 for the Patriots. Bonadise gives them the draw to Milan, breaks a tackle, cuts to the outside, and he takes on a tackler. That's Nick Gallo. Milan picks up good yardage. He's across the 45-yard line.
James Milan, who told me that Wake Forest and NC State have both made inquiries in terms of scholarship possibilities. He's also interested in possibly some Yankee Conference schools. It's a young man who has the ability to cut back and to grind it out, and this time he puts his shoulder down and dives forward. James Milan, one of the top backs in all the Garden State.
3rd down and about 3 for the Patriots at the 44-yard line. Give is up the middle. This will be a first down. The fullback, Penjator, running hard. Nice call by Wayne Hills. He's inside the 40, actually inside the 35-yard line.
Against most opponents, the offensive display by Wayne Hills would be enough, but not against Ramapo. They've mixed up the running nicely between Milan and Penjator here this evening. And this time, Penge cuts to the outside. He's got 4.5 speed. A nice gainer for the Patriots.
5 minutes even left in the football game. Wayne Hills has a first down at the Ramapo 33-yard line. Clock winding down and some of the crowd beginning to file out. Bonadise hit and dropped. Oh, what a play. Adam Scholes came flying in, the senior defensive end. He's an impressive defensive player for the Raiders.
He's had an all-league type game here tonight. Adam Scholes, a couple of sacks tonight. And Bonadise, they're just unloading on him right now. Got linebackers trying to stun, and then Scholes from his defensive end slot was untouched. And James Bonadise is helpless here as Schultz makes a good leg tackle.
And the snow beginning to fall more steadily here now in Franklin Lakes. 2nd down and a whole bunch. Give is off tackle to Penjator, and he's up near the 40-yard line.
Penjator on the carry, stop by number
3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining.
And Lou, you got to figure we still got what, almost 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks till the end of the season. This weather keeps up like this. These fields are really going to take a beating around New Jersey and the whole metropolitan area.
You got to hope that the weather takes a turn for the better, because otherwise, that first week of December, championship week, is going to be one cold week for high school football.
And we don't have Giant Stadium this year in New Jersey for state playoff finals to use that artificial turf.
Bonadis looks to throw over the middle, intercepted. Picked off by Toll, his second interception of the night. Now Toll with a penalty flag thrown, a nice run back. He's going to go all the way, but this is going to come back. Toll scores, but there's going to be a clipping call, I think, on Ramapo.
Return for a touchdown, but we have a flag on the play.
This one's coming back. The interception will stand. It'll be a clip, I believe, probably on the run back. With 2:59 left. Ramapo is going to go to 8-0. No, it's against Wayne Hills.
Inadvertent flag.
An inadvertent flag, actually, not against Wayne Hills. It's a touchdown for Ramapo. No flag, they say.
That's a surprise.
That was a bizarre
Even the way
sequence.
the other players from Ramapo reacted, it seemed like they thought, oh, it's going to be called back. But no, another touchdown for Greg Toll.
Wow, Toll brings it all the way back for the touchdown on the interception return. Well, that was bizarre with the flag, but the officials wave it off. 2 interceptions tonight for Toll, 1 run back for a touchdown, and with 2 minutes and 59 seconds left, George Rourke is in to kick the extra point. Ramapo is about to add their 56th point of the game. The kick is up. It is good. 2:59 remaining in the contest. Ramapo 56, Wayne Hills 21. Who would have thought this?
And Greg Toll, 2 TDs here tonight with his second interception. As Bonadis had a decent amount of time to throw, but that Ramapo secondary has shown great convergence here in the second half, and Toll takes off. The flag is thrown right around here, or dropped, I would say. You won't see it. And then Toll picks up steam, cuts in between a couple of Wayne Hills players, and heads right to the end zone. Looking back and slowing down a bit. And kind of diving into the end zone. And Greg Toll has 53 touchdowns in 2 seasons.
Wow.
It's 24th of the year. And 29 last year. What a resounding victory for the Raiders of Ramapo.
56 to 21. Raiders will kick it off. Wayne Hills fans got to be a little stunned. High kick. Greeny up the middle. He's had a good night returning kickoffs. Unfortunately, he's returned too many of them.
Yeah, it's the Wayne Hills offense has been on the field a decent amount of time, but Ramapo just strikes so quickly. And there we see the defense, which has helped account for a couple of touchdowns here tonight as well.
Ramapo with an old-fashioned whooping here tonight on Wayne Hills. Great game there for Greg Toll. I mean, you had to look at players of the game for Ramapo. You could talk Greg Toll. Certainly Chris Sims has got to be a player of the game.
Adam Schultz has also had an outstanding game at defensive end.
James Milan took on 3 tacklers. He gets up slow. That kid has played a tough game. You have to admire him.
And Milan never gives up. Tremendous high school football player.
Look at his career stats. 3,233 yards, 51 touchdowns coming in. Of course, now the touchdown, well, actually 50 touchdowns coming in, and the touchdown tonight gives him 51.
Yeah, great output by the senior tailback.
Out of the eye, that one's tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And Greg Tull, as his dad, on the sidelines, a defensive coach now, defensive coordinator under Mike Mielo, and the Tull tradition continuing here in Bergen County. Mike down at William and Mary and starting his career down there, the older brother on that great Hackensack team of last year.
3rd down and about 4 for Wayne Hills. Trailing 56-21, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. That pass incomplete, intended for McGreeny on an out pattern. It's a timing pattern. Bonadis let it go early. Brings up 4th down. Obviously, Wayne Hills will go.
And I think this crowd a little disappointed by what they've seen in terms of the lopsidedness of this game, but Bonadis has just had to air it out. McGreeny has had a very good game for Wayne Hills, just unable to come up with a catch there. And Eric McGreeny, a pretty good football player.
See the snowflakes there coming down. It's kind of lazily falling down at this point. Give up the middle to Milan, James Milan on the carry.
And we're still waiting for our first barn burner here, Lou, on the TCI-TKR game of the week.
It might be next year, Steve. It's been a tough season as far as close games. In fact, we haven't had a close game. But that's the luck of the draw. We figured if we'd ever get one, this would be it. But not to be.
As the Star Ledger headline said this week in their lead story in the Thursday editions, the waiting is over. Unfortunately, the result has not been the close game everyone expected.
Bonadis throws, incomplete.
Oh, our cameraman Lamont Richardson almost knocked down. Lamont, though, a sturdy presence, that sideline camera. Lamont, our co-producer on the TKR Sports Connection up in Morris County, doing a good job on camera tonight.
Lamont seems to be okay, hopefully. Took a shot. Second down and 10 up the middle, and Penjator carries the football across the 50-yard line to the 47. Minute and a half left. And this game is almost in the books now. Ramapo will go to 8-0 with a convincing victory over a terrific Wayne Hills team.
Now we see Brian Penjator up the middle with a carry, and just thinking about as we see Penge make that move, his cousin Craig is certainly with Scott Brown, two of the best senior quarterbacks in New Jersey, but there's no doubt who the best junior quarterback is in the Garden State.
I don't think so. Bonadis throws incomplete, intended for McGreeny. It'll bring up a 2nd down.
I mean, I've already heard Lou talking to Mike Miele before I know Notre Dame, Penn State. I mean, there's a couple pretty good programs in the history of college football already have made offers to Chris Sims, and you got to wonder the numbers of schools are going to be calling him next year. I'm sure there'll be an unlisted number if there isn't one already.
2nd down and 10 coming up for Wayne Hills.
You know, you get all these families that have 2 or 3 phones, a couple for the kids, one for the parents. I don't think Chris Sims' number will be known by too many people, even his friends.
There's the throw. McGreeny makes the catch, takes a shot. Oh, he got hit by 2 defenders.
And Wayne Hill's not giving up here, though. Nice little slant pattern to McGreeny.
Bonadis pass is complete to McGreeny.
1 minute, 1 second left.
By number 6, Keith Tanisha.
The crowd is thinned out considerably. That's good news because the traffic jam getting out of here is going to be horrendous. Not a lot of roads into this high school, Ramapo Regional High School.
It's a Ewing Avenue exit, and then it's one straight shoot.
Oh, Bonadis. He just was really smacked as he let the ball go. It's incomplete. He was hit by Adam Scholes.
And James Bonadis, who started on the freshman team, the JV team, gets a shot here as a senior quarterback, and really has been in a tough position here under this relentless rush by Ramapo, especially when they've had to throw the ball for the entire second half.
Starters have been in throughout on both teams, playing right to the end. 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it. Handoff. Milan, I don't think he got there. Joe Scarpelli on the tackle. Got help from Tyler Mills, and they did not make it. And Ramapo will take over on downs. I guess they're going to measure here, but it doesn't appear that he made the first down. 24.4 seconds left.
I would not want to be a Riverdale or an Old Tampon coming up here for a playoff game next week against this Ramapo team, I'll tell you that much. Wayne Hills, though, can certainly look to compete very favorably in Section 1, Group 4. That is a very winnable section for the likes of North Bergen and Passaic Tech, who we saw earlier this season on TCI TKR, and it is short.
Ramapo is held. Wayne Hills short of first down yardage. Your key players certainly has to be Chris Sims, 7 of 10, 223 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. 4 different receivers caught his touchdown passes. And Greg Toll, 18 carries, 166 yards, 1 touchdown rushing, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown return for the interception.
Just incredible. Toll now over 1,400 yards on the season rushing with those 24 touchdowns. Tremendous performance by the junior tailback.
Snow comes down a little bit heavier now in the waning moments of the game. Nice winter atmosphere here in Bergen County on this November evening. 20 seconds left. Last play of the game. Ramapo has crushed Wayne Hills 56-21. Both teams coming in undefeated, a great rivalry, but Ramapo, the superior team tonight. The Raiders with a huge win, and we'll be back to talk all about it in just a few moments. The final score, 56-21, Ramapo. Ramapo with a tremendous win, 56-21 over rival Wayne Hills. The Raiders go to 8-0 on the year. Wayne Hills, their first loss of the season, they dropped to 7-1.
We can get Chris over here.
We would recap the scoring, except it'll take us too long. So what you really need to know is that on the Ramapo side, Chris Sims with 4 touchdown passes, tremendous effort. And he just had great protection in the first half, was able to distribute the ball to many different receivers. And Steve Tober, just a very impressive performance offensively from Ramapo.
And if you can't stop Greg Toll running the ball, you certainly aren't going to stop Chris Sims passing the football. And he uses receivers so interchangeably and so effectively.
All right, let's go down to Anthony Campiglia on the sidelines. Anthony.
Thanks, Lou. I'm here with not one, but the entire Ramapo High School football team, and they are very excited right now. As you can tell, Coach, we'll start with you. A lot of controversy with last year's win. Certainly not the case with this one.
Guys, I don't want to talk about last year. You guys had a field day on it for a year. We didn't want to take a chance for any field goals because you guys would be out of a job now. You know, are you kidding me? No field goals. Our boys just played hard. I'm so proud of them, and I can't say enough about my coaching staff getting these kids ready for this one. They did a great job preparing them, and then these kids have to go out and do it, and that's what it's all about. And this is what it's all about. Not 1, not 2, but
Chris, let's talk to you. Over 200 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. You seem to have your pick of receivers to throw to out there.
Yeah, well, we played so well as a whole. You know, I just had great protection, and I got the 3 best receivers and 3 best receivers around, and then I got this little tailback that can make some plays.
Let's get to this little tailback, Greg. Hills coach Chris Olson said in order for them to have a shot at winning, they needed to stop you. Certainly didn't do that. Well over 100 yards rushing, a score, 2 INTs, and another score on defense. Outstanding effort by you.
Well, I could have done it. The line was awesome. Everything was the line. I mean, they just blocked great and enabled me to run. That's about it.
State playoffs, you guys probably won't face Hoboken in the first round, but they're looming possibly for a state championship game. Where do you guys see yourself as far as playoff positioning?
Well, I'll be very honest with you. We see ourselves the same place we've done all year, and that's our next opponent next week. We don't have time to think about Hoboken. If it gets to Hoboken, that's 3 weeks from now. Right now, we'll find out who we play this Saturday, and that's who we focus on.
Okay, Coach. Congratulations, Chris. Greg, rest of you guys, congratulations. 8-0, outstanding game. Back upstairs to you, Lou, Steve.
All right, Anthony, in the midst of a very happy Ramapo high school football team, a very impressive victory, and maybe one of the most impressive performances of the season we've seen.
As good a passing performance I've seen, Chris Sims, and the waiting indeed is over, and Ramapo is a team to watch the rest of the way, certainly in Section 1, Group 3, and I would love to see a Hoboken matchup. I know Mike Miello's not looking ahead, but on December 6th, what a finish that would be to the 1997 season in North Jersey.
Well, that'll do it from a snowy, frosty, ice-cold Ramapo High School field. The final score, Ramapo 56, Wayne Hills 21. The Raiders go to 8-0 on the season. For Anthony Campiglia and Steve Tober, I'm Lou Brogno. Thanks for joining us on the TCI TKR Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Good night, everyone. Again, the final, Ramapo 56 and Wayne Hills 21.